Hey YouTube, this morning we're working on my BX2200. I came out here one morning after filling up my fuel tank, diesel fuel tank, with diesel. Came out to find a large puddle underneath the tractor. Discovered it was leaking from this left side of the engine. And it turns out that this whole pump was soaked with diesel fuel. Did some research online and found that there were O-rings that sat at the top of these valve bodies, and I replaced it with new O-rings, but it still leaked like a sieve actually when I got it all put together. And then when I looked a little bit more closely, I noticed that underneath these plates right here is where it was pouring out. And I found that there are two additional O-rings in this body down below. So I've already changed this one and tested it out, and that stopped the leaking on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do these other two. One thing to note, that this part right here, this injection pump, is not manufactured by Kubota. I went to the Kubota dealer expecting them to stock the O-rings, but they don't even have a part number for it. This whole unit, I believe, is made by a company called Zizel, something to that effect. It's a European company. They just buy these pumps and drop it in. Matter of fact, these pumps can be found in a number of 3-cylinder diesel engines. But anyway, so you're going to have to be looking for, I think Bosch also has a part number for these O-rings. I found a kit on eBay. A fella had the upper O-rings here and the two that go below. So I got a kit of 9 O-rings on eBay, and they work just fine. So you may want to check there if you're doing this yourself. I did not find a whole lot of videos on how to change or diagnose this problem, so a lot of it was just trial and error. So hopefully this video will help you be able to fix your problem. So let's go ahead and get this middle valve out and get the O-rings changed in it. It requires they call them security bits. In particular, it's a T30 that fits this particular screw. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm not going to bore you with you watching me take this out. I'll just go ahead and get it out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, the screws are out. I noticed one thing that's kind of interesting is that the body of the valve on the top right there, it's not just a round hole, it's somewhat oblong, which almost suggests that you can move it one way or the other. So I know that timing is a critical factor on these pumps. So you pretty much want to put everything back just the way it came off. It all looks pretty symmetrical, so I'm just going to note that and make sure that when I put this back together, that it kind of goes back the same way. I don't want to inadvertently create another problem for myself. All right, so let's just open this guy up, pop this guy up. Gotta work it a little bit. Don't put too much force on it. There it goes. First one came out a lot easier. Well, let me go get a bigger screwdriver and try it. Okay, I got it out. You could just look at these O-rings and look and see that they're kind of flat, so they are definitely worn. Again, be careful when you take these out which side was facing forward, because you want to put these back in the same way you took them out. I got a little scratch on this side that I put in, so I knew this is what was facing forward. If you didn't do that and you put it in this way, you're going to have some problems because it's not going to work. All right, let's get these O-rings changed. There are my new ones. So let's get these switched out. Okay, I got the O-ring out. You can see there's a, I don't know how well you can see this, but there is a definite difference in the thickness of these. You can see this one is, the black one is the old one, and it is well worn. All right, let's finish this up. All right, new ones are in. Yeah, you can definitely see, you can see how these are sticking up over the top of that ridge, whereas the old ones were just pretty much flush. So pretty sure that was the source of my problem. Anyway, let's get this thing put back in. All right, I've set this back in place. It dropped down to that second O-ring. I didn't want to bang on the top of it and run the risk of damaging anything. So I just set the screws in, and I'm just going to turn equally on both sides and just evenly tighten it down to pop it in place. After I do that, I'll try to make sure it's all lined back up again in the same position it was when I took it off. You can see it's not quite there yet. You see a little bit of paint on the right side right there. So you can tell it's a little bit more on the front here, a little bit more to the left. But right now, I'm just interested in getting it evenly seated back down again. All right, I got it tightened back down where it's all the way in. And as I said before, you can see it's kind of shifted over a little bit, so it's not quite where it was when I took it off. So it actually needs to go a little bit right about there. That looks pretty close. All right, well, we're gonna get this button back up. We'll get this last one here changed, and then see how we make out. All right, moment of truth time. I installed this fuel valve just to be able to shut fuel off to the engine if I ever had to, or if I ever developed another leak in the fuel pump. Then at least this way I don't have to worry about diesel all over the ground. I'm going to turn the key on right now to start the pump going. Usually at this point, if it didn't work, I'd be leaking diesel all over the place. And that is looking good. All right, I think we've got it. All right, let's get everything buttoned back up again. Bleed the air out of the lines and fire this thing up. Okay, got everything put back together. Got the air manifold back on. Got the lines attached. I saw in a video where they were bleeding the air out of the line, and they had the lines completely disconnected. They'd turn the engine over until diesel was shooting up out of the tops of the valves. Then they'd attach the lines, run it again until they saw diesel coming out these ends here. I kind of thought that was a waste. I just went ahead, attached the lines, left these ends open, turned the engine over until I saw diesel coming out each of the ends of the lines here, and then attached them. So that seemed to work pretty well, and didn't have to worry about spraying myself with diesel fuel. So anyway, let's give her a shot here. Almost. All right, I'd say we've got success. Dry as a bone. Very good. Oh, well, that made my day. Well, I hope hope you found this to be helpful to you, save you some of the grief that I went through trying to figure this out. Again, just hit the like button and subscribe, and leave your comments below. If I left anything out, I'll be more than happy to try to pass that information on to you. Take care.